It's that time of the year again when Hollywood releases its biggest blockbusters. To help you figure out which movies should be on your list this summer, here's a quick look at 25 flicks opening from the beginning of May until the end of August. Fire up the tape deck because the first Marvel movie of the year brings back everybody's favorite band of misfits. Judging from the trailers, there's going to be just as much action and off-kilter humor as there was the first time out. Director Guy Ritchie brings his signature style to this version of The Legend of the Sword and the Stone, with Charlie Hunnam's streetwise Arthur facing off against Jude Law as his villainous uncle. Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn star in this comedy adventure about a mother and daughter who work through their differences after their exotic vacation takes a turn toward the dangerous.
I'm gonna count down, I'm gonna do it.
Please.
100. 99.
Director Ridley Scott's long-awaited sequel to Prometheus features a colony ship named Covenant heading for a planet they think will be great, but actually may hide some dark and terrible secrets. This is an alien movie, after all. Inspired by the best-selling book series, the fourth Wimpy Kid movie sees the Heffley family's cross-country adventure go hilariously off course thanks to Greg's newest scheme to get to a video game convention. In this update of the incredibly successful television series, Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron play rival lifeguards who, to no one's surprise, will have to find a way to work together to stop a criminal plot. Johnny Depp is back for the fifth Pirates of the Caribbean movie. This time, he'll have to battle Javier Bardem as the terrifying Captain Salazar, who leads a group of ghost sailors aiming to kill every pirate. As you can imagine, this poses a bit of a problem for Jack Sparrow.
I'm so sorry, were you still talking?
While Batman v Superman earned some mixed reviews, one thing most people liked was Gal Gadot's take on Wonder Woman. Her solo movie will focus on her origin as Diana leaves her home to stop evil from spreading and save the world. Based on the best-selling book series, DreamWorks Animation's subversive comedy tells the story of two pranksters who hypnotize their principal into thinking he's a dim-witted superhero named Captain Underpants. Tom Cruise stars in this updated take on the classic Universal monster. This time around, the mummy is an ancient princess attempting to rebuild her world while destroying ours. This highly anticipated biopic chronicles the life and legacy of Tupac, including his rise to stardom as a hip-hop artist and actor, his time at Death Row Records, and the infamous East Coast-West Coast rap war. Lightning McQueen, it seems, is going to be hitting an entirely different sort of rough patch in the third Cars movie. Owen Wilson may be back as the voice of Lightning, but will he ever race again? This edgy comedy follows five best friends who reunite for a wild bachelorette weekend in Miami. Their hard partying takes a dark turn when they accidentally kill a male stripper and get into all kinds of craziness trying to cover it up. Mark Wahlberg is back for his second Transformers movie with Michael Bay. As always, there's robots that can turn into vehicles, crazy action scenes packed with stuff blowing up, and King Arthur? Yep, you heard that right. This Transformers movie is going medieval. Director Edgar Wright, the man who brought us Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, is back with a quirky new movie about a music-loving getaway driver trying to get out of a life of crime. That is, if Kevin Spacey's crime boss doesn't kill him first. Now that all of our burning questions about the origins of the Minions have been answered, Illumination Entertainment is back to give us more of Gru and his adorable kids. But don't worry, there'll still be plenty of Minions too. Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler star in a new comedy about a couple who lose their daughter's college fund and are desperate to earn it back. With the help of their neighbor, they decide to start an illegal casino in the basement of his house. And as you can imagine, things go hilariously wrong.
I don't know why I love this so much!
Tom Holland's Spidey is swinging into theaters with his own solo movie, but it won't be without any other MCU friends. Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark will also appear to trade one-liners and help Peter fight Michael Keaton's villainous Vulture. The third movie in the modern Planet of the Apes franchise is centered on an epic battle that will determine the fate of both ape and man. While we think we know where this whole thing is going to end up, Caesar's journey throughout the series remains a fascinating ride. Directed by the man who brought you John Wick and Deadpool 2, this time it's Charlize Theron who's living out our action hero fantasies. She stars in this insane action thriller as a lethal assassin fighting through a deadly game of spies on a mission to deliver priceless documents out of a destabilized Berlin.
God, I think I love you.
That's too bad.
Christopher Nolan returns to theaters and IMAX with a new film that tells the true story of the famous evacuation of thousands of Allied troops, which took place in Dunkirk in 1940. The first trailer certainly makes for some tense viewing. Based on the graphic novel of the same name, Fifth Element director Luc Besson brings us another science fiction epic. Valerian follows two peacekeeping operatives who journey to the city of Alpha, which features 17 million inhabitants from thousands of different species, and not all of them are nice. The Emoji movie takes place inside the messaging app Textopolis, where all your favorite emojis live, hoping to be selected by the phone's user. But when danger threatens their phone, the fate of all emojis depends on three unlikely friends who must save their world before it's deleted forever. Also, Patrick Stewart stars as the poop emoji. The Dark Tower is finally happening. Idris Elba is our gunslinger and Matthew McConaughey is our man in black. The fate of the world is in peril in this adaptation of Stephen King's seminal contemporary fantasy series. Ready for Annabelle to terrify you again? This go-around is an origin story about a doll maker and his wife taking in a nun and some orphans, and the possessed doll not being terribly pleased about that. Exactly how does she show this displeasure? Well, we're sure you can guess. Those are 25 of the biggest films releasing this summer. Let us know which ones you're most excited about in the comments, and for everything movies, keep it here on IGN.